Hi, and welcome to a new section in this course. In this section, you will learn about the individual components that we'll be using in the Environment Monitor circuit. These components are the potentiometer, a photoresistor, the DHT11 temperature and humidity sensor, the LCD screen, and finally the ESP01 Wi-Fi module that we'll be using for communications. Gradually, starting with the next section, we'll be assembling the Environment Monitor circuit to contain these components. But first, I think it's important to learn how to use each of those components individually, and that's what this section is about. We'll start here with the potentiometer that you can see here on my breadboard. The potentiometer has a specific role to play, and that is to control the brightness of the text that appears on the 16:2 LCD screen. So think of it as a component that really relates to the screen rather than the environment monitor itself. The potentiometer looks like this. It comes, of course, in different shapes and sizes, but all potentiometers are simple variable resistors, and the actual resistance depends on the position of the knob. This is a rotary potentiometer, but you can also get linear potentiometers where instead of turning the knob, you push a lever up and down, but they essentially work in the same way. And you can see on the flip side that they've got 3 pins. So assembly is very easy and connections are very easy. The middle pin is where the signal comes out of, where the other 2 pins, we connect them to ground and power. In the case of the Arduino Uno, we'll connect 1 pin to ground. You can see I've already set my breadboard with the wires. So black wire goes to the ground pin on the Arduino. That's one of the 2 side pins will go there. The other side pin will go to 5 volts as power supply. And the middle one will connect it to analog pin 0, and that's where the Arduino will be sampling the potentiometer so we can get a value from it. Okay, so I'm going to plug the potentiometer into my breadboard. So if you want to know more about the potentiometer, you can go to Arduino Step-by-Step Getting Started, where I have a dedicated lecture here with a lot more details. This lecture includes schematic, wiring, demonstration, and the sketch that we are about to use now. Let's have a look at the demo. I have already placed the potentiometer on the breadboard, done the connections. I'm going to connect my Arduino to my computer so that I can upload the sketch. Connect the other side of the cable as well. Okay, power is going through. Now this sketch is very simple. We'll just start the serial monitor so we can see the numbers coming out. And then inside the loop, I've got this instruction here, the analog read to analog pin 0, where the middle pin of the Arduino is connected to. And then whatever number comes out of that, we'll print it out to the serial monitor using serial.print. And there's a delay of 500 milliseconds there so that we can see the numbers as they're coming out. And I'm also going to use the plotter. So this delay helps us with the plotter as well. The analog read command reads the voltage of the pin that I have put in the parentheses, in this case, analog pin 0. And the Arduino Uno has a analog to digital converter resolution of 10 bits. That means that we'll be getting 1024 possible values out of this pin, or 1024 voltage level measurements. Practically, this means that we'll have values printed out to the serial monitor that range from 0 to 1023. I'm going to upload the sketch. Okay, and let's have a look at the serial monitor. Let's look at the raw values first. So the potentiometer right now is around somewhere along the middle of its range. So I'm just going to move it all the way to one end. Just going to scroll down so you can see the values coming. Okay. Let's move the potentiometer all the way to one end. So there's 0, and then all the way to the other end. And that's the maximum value, 1023. Now let's switch to the plotter. Here's a plotter. And again, as I am moving the potentiometer knob around, you can see the graphical representation of the incoming signal being drawn on the plotter. And I can actually switch the interpolate button on, and that will give us a smoother line. Okay. So that's the potentiometer, very simple device, very simple analog device that provides input to the Arduino, and we'll be using it to control the brightness of the screen. In the next lecture, I'll show you how to use another analog device. This one is the photoresistor. It's an analog sensor. It works in a similar principle to the potentiometer, except that the resistance of the sensor depends on how much light is hitting its surface. But the principle of operation and how we use it programmatically is the same as a potentiometer. So let's go to the next lecture and learn about the photoresistor.